It was 28th July 2015 when police arrested a 68-year-old woman named Tamara Samsonova in St. Petersburg as a suspect of two gruesome murders. On investigating, the police found a CCTV footage in which she was clearly seen carrying a head and arms of a person in a saucepan, which were in itself a solid proof of her crime. But what police didn't knew was that this murder was nothing, because when they came to know about her complete crime history, they were shocked. This case became so popular that even a game was made on it, one of the most famous horror escape game, Granny. Most of you have heard about this game and some of you have even played it. But I know that till this point, you didn't knew it was based on a true event, and the Granny shown in this game is none other than Tamara Samsonova. Now I know at this point there might be several questions popping up in your head, like what were the other crimes that she had done and why she indulged in such criminal activities and many more. So watch the complete video without skipping to find out answers to your questions. Now let's begin. Basically, Granny is a horror escape game in which you are caught by her in a massive house and you are given 5 days to escape from it. There are different ways of escaping and you have to find things required for the escape. But there is this Granny who roams around this house with a bat in her hand to stop you. You should be very cautious while making any noise because she hears even the slightest sound. And once you have finished 5 days, you are killed by her. I explained about this game first so that those who don't know can get a brief idea of this game. Now before coming to the present of Tamara, let's get back to her past so that we can know how it all started. Tamara Mitrofanova Samsonova was born on 5th February 1947 in the city of Azhar in Russia. After high school, she went Moscow State Linguistic University. Then she moved to St. Petersburg where she worked for a travel agency until she got a job at the Grand Hotel Europe. There she worked for 16 years and after that she got retired. When she was in St. Petersburg, she met a man named Alexei whom she married and they lived together for the next 30 years in an apartment on Dmitrovaya Street. This is all we know about her early life and past due to the lack of records. Now coming back to the present, she was arrested because she was suspected of murdering a 79-year-old woman named Valentina Ulnova. On 26 July 2015, a couple was walking along with their dog when the dog noticed a black plastic bag. It was kept there for a few days, but no one removed it or opened it. The dog suddenly became very eager to go there. The couple found this behavior of their dog very strange and decided to open the bag. What they saw inside it shocked them completely and they called the police. They saw a headless and armless body of a lady, and she was none other than Valentina. On investigating from the neighbors, police came to know about Tamara, who had been living in the apartment of Valentina for months. When the police went there, Tamara welcomed them very politely, which was very strange. What the police saw in the apartment was enough to arrest Tamara. They saw blood spots in the kitchen and the bathroom. On asking, Tamara quickly admitted that she had killed and dismembered Valentina. As the investigation continued, police found CCTV footage of Tamara carrying the same black plastic bag in which Valentina was found. In March 2015, Tamara moved to Valentina's apartment, which was in the same street. She shifted there because her house was being renovated. She even assured Valentina that she will do all the household chores and take care of her. Days and weeks passed by and their relationship deteriorated. Tamara began liking the apartment and she don't want to leave it now. But one day something terrible happened when both had an argument over unwashed dishes and Valentina didn't want Tamara to stay in her apartment for longer, which Tamara didn't like. So she went to a nearby city named Pushkin where she convinced a pharmacist to sell her Phenazepam over the city without a prescription. It is a medicine developed by the Soviet Union for the treatment of neurological conditions such as anxiety and insomnia. As it was being used illegally, prescription was necessary, but somehow she convinced him to carry it without prescription. She again came back to St. Petersburg and made Oliver salad for Valentina, which she liked very much. Basically, Oliver salad is a traditional Russian dish made with peas, potatoes, carrots, onions, meat, pickles, and eggs all mixed together with mayonnaise. She mixed all the 50 pills in the salad which she had brought and gave it to Valentina. On the night of 23rd July, she woke up at around 2 am when she found Valentina lying on the kitchen floor. She started cutting her into pieces using a saw, and investigators even believe that she was alive when being dismembered, but are not confirmed that did she felt any pain or not. We cannot imagine how horrible this whole incident was. Tamara said that she could not carry Valentina to the bathroom as she was very fat and heavy, so she did everything in the kitchen. Police saw her carrying the head and arms of Valentina in a saucepan from a CCTV footage which even indicates to cannibalism. They came to know that she was suffering from paranoid schizophrenia. It is a severe psychological disorder in which the person has delusions and hallucinations. She mainly had more delusions and less of hallucinations. Delusion means false beliefs. The person believes something to be true, but actually it is just his imagination and nothing else. And hallucinations means perception in absence of any stimulus. There is no one, but the person can still see people and hear voices. I had made a separate video on a case of severe musical hallucination. You can watch that video later from the link in the description. So due to this, she was even taken to hospital 3 times before in a span of 15 years. At what delusion she had, I will talk about later in the video. Now here the case took the most unexpected turn. While investigating, police found a diary in her apartment in which she wrote about all her crimes in complete detail. She didn't want to leave any important event of her life, so she had written everything in it. This diary was found near the books of black magic and astrology. It was written in 3 different languages, Russian, English and German. This diary became a changing point in the case. From it, they came to know that she had killed somewhere around 11 people in a span of 2 decades. All these 11 murders were unsolved cases which are now getting clearer to the police. Police even suspect that she had killed her husband because in 2000, Alexei, her husband, went missing suddenly and she turned to the police for help. She told her neighbors that he had run with another woman, but he was never found by the police, dead or alive. And after he was killed or went missing, we don't know exactly, she began renting her apartment to other people. It was found in her diary that she killed her tenants as well. She writes, "I killed my tenant Volodoya, cut him into pieces in the bathroom with a knife, put the pieces of his body in plastic bags, and threw them away in different parts of Fruzensky district." Another victim was a 44-year-old man named Sergei Potnevin, whom she killed and dismembered in the same way, put him in plastic bags and dumped it in the neighborhood. There was a similarity in all the bodies that their internal organs were missing, especially lungs. This indicates that she ate them and then later disposed the rest of the bodies. This diary proved very helpful in the investigation. Also, her neighborhood friend Marina Krivenko, whom she knew for about 15 years, revealed a very important piece of information. She was the one from whom Tamara borrowed the saw 10 years ago, which she had not returned yet. Tamara uses the same saw to dismember her victims. Marina said that Tamara was very much interested in a serial killer, Andrei Chikatilo, also known as the Rostov Rupert or the Butcher of Rostov. She studied him and his ways of killing in detail. He was a maniac. If you want a dedicated video on his case, then let me know in the comments. And as I said earlier that she had delusions, she revealed her delusions to the media by saying that she was scared of the maniac upstairs who forced her to do all such murders. And probably that maniac in her description was Andrew Chikatilo. It seems like when she read and thought all the time about him, she began believing that he was upstairs and forcing her to do all these murders. Here she revealed that her apartment was not being renovated when she moved to the apartment of Valentina. She actually moved there because she wanted to escape the voices in her head. As I said earlier that in schizophrenia, a person has hallucination from which she wanted to escape. Now the police suspect that she had not only murdered 11 people, but there might be 10 other murders in which she had indulged. Because these 10 other murders were unsolved and were done under this time period only. The ways in which these killings had been executed were similar to that of 11 other killings. Their body parts were also found scattered in the area. 12 years ago, a torso of a man without head and limbs was found in the same street, and now police found evidence such as his business card in Tamara's apartment, which directly linked that murder to her. So, in total, it is estimated that she had murdered somewhere around 21 people in a span of 2 decades. But this number is not even confirmed by the police, and not even Tamara has accepted these murders. At her first hearing in the court 2 days after she was arrested, she accepted that she had killed Valentina. She said that she was guilty and deserved punishment, and also that she had been waiting for the police to show up and arrest her. She was waiting for this moment for 10 years. She told journalists that she knew they would come. It is a disgrace for her that the whole city will know about her deeds. She was also seen blowing kisses to the press. The murder of Valentina was her last murder, and with that, her series of killing came to an end. In December 2015, she was sent to a psychiatric prison in Kazan, the Kazan Psychiatric Hospital of special purpose with intensive guarding for the assessment of her mental condition. And even the judge told that she was unfit for the trial and she will spend the rest of her life there in the prison. A source from the investigation said, "We may never know the extent of Granny's killings. She is either much more stupid or much smarter than she seems. What I think, which might even be wrong, that she was much more smarter than she seemed to be. Because to carry out such murders alone without being caught for several years cannot be done by someone stupid." At a lot of points, she showed that how smart she was. Presently, she is 77 years old and at Kazan Psychiatric Hospital. The fact that she is still alive in itself is very creepy.